Cleaning up a mess is never fun. But when they get into the tiny crevices on your boat, they're especially frustrating. I'm Carolyn Sherlock, and on this episode of the Boat Galley podcast, I share the secret to keeping messes on board more manageable. Today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast is sponsored by MantisMarine.com, maker of the Mantis Anchor, now available in models with and without a roll bar. Proven to set reliably in the most challenging bottoms, the Mantis Anchor digs like no other, making anchoring safer and boating more enjoyable. It's what we use. Mantis Marine brings to market practical, durable, and affordable marine products, including anchoring gear, scuba diving accessories, and rechargeable waterproof headlamps for hands-free lighting. Visit MantisMarine.com. That's MANTUS Marine.com and see for yourself. Messes on boats have a way of expanding quickly. Whether it's a spill on the countertop or a broken container in a locker, the motion of the boat quickly spreads the area that needs to be cleaned. Add in that it's seldom easy to clean a particular locker, let alone 2 or 3, or now the bilge as well, and there's a strong incentive to contain the mess. But containing the mess, at least for me, isn't something to do once you discover a mess. Instead, it's being proactive and thinking ahead. Let me give you a few examples. Put bottles of honey in plastic bags before placing them in lockers. If they leak or break, the mess will all be in the plastic bag, which you can just dump out or throw away. Much easier than having to clean honey up from the entire locker, wash it off all the other bottles in there, and then clean out the next locker where it seeped, and then deal with an ant infestation. Put soft drinks and beer in solid plastic tubs with lids so that if one can or bottle develops a pinhole or breaks, it's relatively easy to clean up. Cans in particular are prone to developing pinholes from chafing due to the motion of the boat, and the carbonation in the can can spray a jet of sugary liquid 5 or 6 feet, where it will then run further. How about canned food? Canned food in lockers can also develop leaks. I use solid plastic bins in all of my lockers, both in case of a leaking can and also as a way to sort cans. This also makes it easier to wedge material in to keep cans from rolling or sliding and causing noise. Cleaning supplies and anything corrosive need to be contained as well. Dish soap, laundry soap, and shampoo all make a monstrous mess to clean up as they just keep sudsing up. And paint cans, well, they can rust, particularly in salt air, and leaks will develop. Paint or varnish can slowly seep out and make its way through a locker, effectively gluing other supplies to the shelf. By keeping the cans in plastic tubs, you can at least limit the damage. I tend to take the contain the mess theme a step further and think about cleaning up as I'm cooking as well. While many recipes will tell you to roll or knead dough on the countertop, I usually use a jelly roll pan, basically a cookie sheet with 4 low sides, for rolling dough, and I knead bread right in the bowl I mixed it in. And using a spoon rest will keep counters clean. Now, be sure, always, to turn off nearby fans before pouring flour out. Lots of non-slip materials under plates, pans, bowls, and cutting boards can keep you from having a mess in the first place. Covered drink cups and conveniently placed drink holders can keep liquids where they belong. Now in the refrigerator, where I like using ventilated bins to allow cold air to move, I always make sure that the bins have solid bottoms and that the bottom inch or so of the sides are solid. Veggies outside the refrigerator also go in bins with solid bottoms, so that if something does spoil, the mess is easy to clean up. I can think of lots of things I'd rather do than clean up a mess. But I also know that if I do discover a mess, it's best to clean it up immediately. It won't get better on its own. It'll just spread and be more of a job to deal with. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast with our tips for you. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode.